The lion on Wild says roar, roar, roar. The elephant on Wild says trumpet, trumpet, trumpet. The zebra on Wild says neigh, neigh, neigh. The gorilla on Wild says thump, thump, thump. Roar, trumpet, neigh, thump. The hippo on Wild says splash, splash, splash. The crocodile on Wild says snap, snap, snap. The rhino on Wild says snort, snort, snort. The leopard on Wild says growl, growl, growl. Splash, snap, snort, growl. The flamingo on Wild says honk, honk, honk. The ostrich on Wild says boom, boom, boom. The baboon on Wild says bark, bark, bark. The antelope on Wild says bleat, bleat, bleat. Honk, boom, bark, bleat. The meerkat on Wild says chirp, chirp, chirp. The snake on Wild says hiss, hiss, hiss. The warthog on Wild says grunt, grunt, grunt. The wildebeest on Wild says moo, moo, moo. Chirp, hiss, grunt, moo. The giraffe on Wild says hum,